so happy to welcome you back to session 2 of our formation series, Respect the Dignity of All, Kids Engaging Racial Equity. Today's song and prayer will be led by Julie Carson. Our song is about the light of Christ that shines everywhere. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Julie.
And I'm Mila.
We're from St. Augustine's in Tempe. Please join us in our opening song, This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel now, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel now, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel now, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Jesus gave it to me, and I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, Jesus gave it to me, I'm gonna let it shine. Jesus gave it to me, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Please join us in our opening prayer. God, I praise you.
God, I praise you.
God, help me to let your love into my heart.
God, help me to let your love into my heart.
God, help me to care for others.
God, help me to care for others.
God, help me to rest.
God, help me to rest.
Amen.
Hi, I'm Peggy from St. John the Baptist in Glendale, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. When a person is baptized in our church, they and the whole church make promises, and one of those promises is to strive for justice and peace among all people and respect the dignity of every human being. Through this series, we are learning how to respect the dignity of all people and love each other as Jesus taught us to do. Some weeks we will talk about an idea or question. Other weeks we will talk about something from the Bible. And every week we will hear stories. This week and next week our theme is seeing ourselves in others. And we are starting out with a verse from the Bible. It is in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 8. This is what it says. Finally, all of you have unity of spirit, sympathy, love for one another, a tender heart, and a humble mind. In this verse, God is calling us to join together and to love one another with an open heart and an open mind. God is telling us to listen to the perspectives or stories of others and to empathize with how they are feeling. We do this by recognizing how the person feels and then showing them they are not alone because we are with them. This verse also connects to a part of a poem titled Pensamiento Serpentino, written by Luis Valdez, which is based on a Mayan concept called In Lac Ek. This poem will be read to you by the Reverend David Chavez.
Tú eres mi otro yo. You are my other me. Si te hago daño a ti, if I do harm to you, me hago daño a mí mismo. I do harm to myself. Si te amo y respeto, if I love and respect you, me amo y respeto yo. I love and respect myself.
Both in Lak Ek and the verse from 1 Peter tells us that we are all connected to each other and our actions affect others. That is why it is important that our actions are rooted in love and respect for others and ourselves. Today, we are going to read a book titled The Day You Begin, written by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. This book talks about how sometimes we feel like there is no one else around us who we share similarities with, but that when we reach out to learn more about people, we can find similarities and connections that might have been hidden. Let's begin. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Roberto. We just moved from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter and until the teacher quiets everyone. Roberto from Venezuela. Your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer?" Tell the class your story. We went to France, Kayla says. These seashells come from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with a tiny shell so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on and on. As you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she'd fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going everywhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. when even your own friend Naja will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder why she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the sun too fast and far, the game isn't one you ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self. Steady as steel and ready even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina. I spent the whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right in our own block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's name, Roberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. There is no one else quite like you or me, but sharing our stories can help us find similarities. It can also help us learn to respect and celebrate our differences, and that can help us become more connected and understanding of each other. Let's pause and share part of our stories with each other. Can you think of a time when you've wondered if you belong, and a time you remember feeling like you were part of a group like in the story? This week, we will be doing a craft that will help us think about the importance of knowing ourselves so we can better understand others. As you work on the craft, think about how knowing yourself can help you connect with others.
Hi, I'm Kathy from Christ the King in Tucson, and this week we're going to be making two-sided masks as a way of exploring our identities and the way we can build connections with others. There are parts of us that everyone can see, and there are parts of us that require us to learn and empathize with each other to understand. Here's what you'll need. You'll need paper plate or a circle cut out of a piece of paper, scissors, pencils, and pens for drawing, paints, crayons, or markers for adding color. Optional. You can have a hole punch with elastic to go on it, or a popsicle stick to tape it on and you can hold it in front of your face, or a cutting mat. And here's how you do it. This is my mask that I made for my face. And on the back of it, I have the things that people can't see. So, the first thing I want you to do is take your paper plate and turn it upside down and draw holes for the eyes. You can figure out where to put the holes for the eyes with your parents' help by marking it on your paper plate. Next, you need to cut out the eyes with a knife or a pair of scissors. If you're little, you might want to ask an adult to help too. Now it's time to draw your face. And you can draw your face any way you like. You can make it special. This is you. You can put in your scars on your face. You can put all the freckles on your face. But you can make it something that makes it you. You can make it so that you're smiling or you're sad. Whatever. This is you. Once you're happy with your face, it's time to color it. You can color it with crayons, or you can color it with watercolors, or you can actually do a combination of two. You can color it first and then add paint. Whatever you wish to do, whatever you choose, be creative. It's you. When you're done adding the color and the paint is dry, you can use scissors to cut around the outside of the mask if you want, or cut a nose flap for your nose. Whatever you want. You can add bows in it for if you wear a bow in your hair. This is what people will see. Now, I need you to turn over your plate, and on your plate, I need you to draw a big Y, okay? And we're going to write words in the Y. So in one of the spaces, I need you to put needs, okay? In another space, put talents. And in another place, you put loves. And in each place, draw a picture of something that you like to do or something that you're good at doing, but people might not see. Like in mine, I need smiles, and I need hugs, and I need friends and families. And my talents, I like to sew and knit, and I'll play a guitar and a clarinet. And my loves, I love to read and I love to watch old movies, and I like baking. These are things that are all still part of your identity. So our identity mask consists of things that people can see and things that people can't see. So can you tell what someone has on the back of their mask just by looking at the front? And if you saw the back of somebody's mask, would you know what they look like on the front? How do we learn about the information on the backside of other people's masks? If you had a talent in common with someone else, how would you find out? We have 3 categories on the inside of our masks: needs, talents, loves. Is there an overlap in what you have on the inside of your mask and what others have? What needs and loves do you think people most have? When you're done with your mask, share a picture of both sides in the private Respect the Dignity of All Facebook page.
Our verse from 1 Peter talks about how we are to be in relation with others. In other words, how we think about, treat, and interact with others. The poem In Lakesh says that the way we treat others affects us as well. How do you feel about yourself when you are being kind and have good relationships with others? How do you feel about yourself when you're not treating others well or aren't getting along with others? Pause the video and discuss these questions. Thanks so much for being here this week. Our closing prayer and song will be led by Sarah Peterson.
Hi, I'm Sarah,
I'm Ruthie. And I'm Alden.
and we're from St. Barnabas in Scottsdale. Please join us in our closing song, Peace Be With You.
Peace be with you and with you. Peace be with you and with you.
Love,
Love be with you and with you. Love be with you and with you.
grace be with you and with you.
Grace be with you and with you.
Peace, everybody.
Peace be with you and with you. Peace be with you and with you.
Now please join us in our closing prayer.
The light of God surrounds me.
The light of God surrounds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The love of God enfolds me.
The power of God protects me.
The power of God protects me.
The presence of God watches over me.
The presence of God watches over me.
Wherever I am, God is.
Wherever I am, God is. Amen.